In 2005, a shoe caused a riot in New York City, not a concert, not a protest, a sneaker release. 300 people lined up outside a boutique in Manhattan's Lower East Side. The police had to be called. People were mugged for their wristbands before the store even opened. The shoe was the Nike Dunk Low Pigeon, a gray and pink colorway designed by Jeff Staple. Only 150 pairs were made. 30 were sold in New York. That moment didn't come from nowhere. It was the culmination of 20 years of history. A basketball shoe born in 1985 for college courts that got discontinued, adopted by skateboarders, transformed by underground culture, and turned into the most coveted limited release machine in sneaker history, the Nike Dunk. High, low, SB, collab. It has been all of them. And the story of how it got there is one of the most unlikely journeys in all of sneaker culture. Nike launched the Dunk in 1985 with a campaign called Be True to Your School. The concept was radical for its time, a basketball shoe available in the color palette of your university. 7 schools were chosen: University of Kentucky, University of Iowa, University of Syracuse, University of Michigan, Arizona State University, University of Oregon, and UNLV. Each school got its own colorway: blues, reds, oranges, greens, mapped directly onto the Dunk's clean leather upper. The designer was Peter Moore, the same man who had drawn the Air Jordan 1 just 1 year earlier. The Dunk shared the Jordan 1's DNA: the high ankle collar, the leather construction, the clean geometric swoosh. But where the Jordan 1 was a star shoe, the Dunk was a team shoe. It was for the school, for the program, for the fans. On court, it performed well, but Nike had bigger stars to promote. Michael Jordan was ascendant, and the Dunk never got the marketing investment it needed to compete at the top of the basketball market. By the early 1990s, it had quietly faded from Nike's main catalog. And then something unexpected happened. To understand why the Dunk endured, you have to understand what Moore actually built in 1985. The Dunk silhouette was borrowed and refined. It took the Jordan 1's high-top structure, that tall ankle collar, the strap, the leather upper, and simplified it. Stripped out the air cushioning to bring the price down, made the swoosh more graphic, the toe box slightly wider, the profile a little lower to the ground. The result was a shoe that was cheaper to make, sturdier under repeated impact, and with a flatter sole that gave it better board feel than almost any other shoe on the market. Nobody planned that last part, but it's exactly why skateboarders would fall in love with it 15 years later. The color blocking was the Dunk's most distinctive design decision: two-tone leather panels divided by clean seam lines, the toe box in one color, the mudguard in another, the collar in a third. Across the college colorways, those 3 zones could be mapped to school colors with complete flexibility. Moore had built, without knowing it, the most versatile upper geometry in Nike's history, a shoe that could hold any colorway, any material, any collaboration concept, without losing its identity. That would matter enormously. Just not yet. Through the late 1990s, a subculture was quietly adopting the Dunk Low, not the high, the low. Skateboarders had discovered that its flat, vulcanized style sole gave them the board feel they wanted. Its sturdy leather construction held up to the abuse that skate shoes took daily. And because it had been discontinued and was selling cheap at outlet stores, it was affordable. The California skate scene picked it up first. Then it spread through skate culture globally: Japan, Europe, the East Coast. The Dunk Low became a skate shoe not because Nike marketed it that way, but because skaters chose it. Nike took notice. In 2002, Nike launched the SB Dunk program, SB for skateboarding, led by Sandy Bodecker, a Nike executive who understood skate culture from the inside. The SB Dunk was the same shoe with a few critical upgrades: a zoom air unit in the insole for impact protection, a padded tongue for ankle comfort, and a distribution model that was the opposite of everything Nike normally did. Instead of mass retail, Bodecker seeded SB Dunks through small independent skate shops. Quantities were deliberately tiny. Colorways were designed in collaboration with skate culture icons. What Nike created was artificial scarcity before artificial scarcity was a strategy. The SB Dunk became the blueprint for every limited sneaker release that followed. The early SB Dunk collabs set the template: Stussy, Supreme, Futura. Each brought their own visual language to the Dunk's three-panel geometry. Each sold out immediately through the small network of approved skate shops. In 2003, skate shop Diamond Supply Co. collaborated with Nike on a turquoise and black SB Dunk Low. The colorway was an unmistakable reference to Tiffany & Co. jewelry. Luxury signaling on a skate shoe. It sold out in minutes and spent years as one of the most sought-after dunks in existence. Then came February 2005 and Jeff Staples' Pigeon Dunk. Staple, a New York designer, created a gray and pink dunk low with a pigeon, the unofficial bird of New York City, embroidered on the heel. Only 150 pairs released globally, 30 pairs in New York City. The release caused what the press called a riot. Police were called. People were mugged outside the store. The New York Post ran a front-page story, and a shoe that most of America had never heard of became a national conversation overnight. The Pigeon Dunk moment changed the sneaker industry permanently. It proved that scarcity combined with cultural resonance could generate mainstream media attention. Nike had not manufactured this chaos, but they had created the conditions for it. After the Pigeon moment, the Dunk collab ecosystem exploded. Every major figure in streetwear, art, music, and fashion wanted a piece of the silhouette. Travis Scott's Dunk Low collaboration brought his signature backward swoosh and earth tone palette. Retailers reported lines stretching around city blocks. Resale prices hit 10 times retail within hours. Virgil Abloh's Off-White Dunk Low, the 50, released in 2021, came in 50 different colorways simultaneously. A deliberate statement about the Dunk's limitless adaptability. The collection was dedicated to Abloh's vision of diversity. Each colorway sold out globally. Ben & Jerry's collaboration with the Dunk Low Chunky Dunky arrived in 2020, a cowprint upper with blue sky and clouds on the swoosh. Absurd, joyful, completely unlike anything the Dunk had worn before, and it became one of the most resold Dunks in history, hitting $4,000 on StockX. Then the Dunk Low Panda, simple black and white, no collab, no hype strategy, became the highest restocked Nike Dunk in history. Because sometimes the cleanest colorway wins. By 2021, the Nike Dunk was the most searched sneaker on StockX globally, surpassing the Jordan 1, surpassing the Yeezy. The college basketball shoe from 1985 was the most wanted sneaker on earth. Peter Moore designed the Dunk in 1985 to honor college basketball programs. He gave it a flexible three-panel geometry and a clean leather upper because that's what a college basketball shoe needed. He could not have predicted that skateboarders would find it in outlet bins 15 years later. That Sandy Bodecker would use it to invent the limited-release sneaker economy. That Jeff Staple would put a pigeon on the heel and cause a riot. That Virgil Abloh would make 50 colorways of it in one drop. The Dunk works because Moore's design is genuinely neutral. The three-zone color blocking accommodates everything: school colors, skate graphics, luxury references, absurdist patterns, high fashion, street culture. The shoe doesn't fight the concept. It holds it. The Nike Dunk Low and High are not one shoe. They are a platform. The most successful blank canvas in sneaker history. Which Dunk colorway is your personal grail? OG College Pack, Pigeon, Chunky Dunky, Panda, or something else? Drop it in the comments. I want to know. And subscribe, because the next shoe we're covering might be even wilder.